Hey guys, it's Artifact, and I realize my YouTube channel changes faster than the Taco Bell menu, but I'm on a kick right now, and when I get on a kick, I'm just on a kick, and my current kick is Tower Fantasy. I'm having so much fun with this game. More fun than I thought I would have, but so far it's living up to my personal hype. I usually only game for like 3 or 4 hours a day. I don't like do 10-hour sessions or anything like that anymore. But I legitly played this game for 8 hours yesterday. 5 of them were on stream because I did like a mega stream during the day, and I finished the stream because I was hungry, feeling tired, and then I'm like, I just want to play the game again, and it's like an itch, it's like a scratch where even when I'm not playing the game, I'm thinking about it. And that might not be good because I have a bit of an addictive personality, and I think Tower Fantasy is my new addiction. The game has a lot of problems. It is far from perfect. First off, it is a buggy mess. I wish I got the glitch itself, but I wasn't recording at the time. But I swung my hammer in a weird way, and I hit a wall or something, and I bounced below the map. And this is what that is. Somehow I glitched beneath the map. I won't use footage, but Asmongold's stream, I watched it, and he had a bunch of big characters on screen. And yeah, the game is buggy. Like, I'm not even gonna try to defend it. Something else I don't like about it is their release schedule for the story content. They release it in like little batches. And I understand this point of view because you don't want the players to plow through the entire story and then be SOL with no content. But that being said, I just wish the batches were a bit longer. I did chapter 3 today and I was done with it within an hour. Which brings me to the next point. You definitely hit a now what wall, right? Where you're like, well, I did the story content, I did the dailies, I opened the gotchas, and I want to continue playing it, but I don't know what to do because I've done everything and I gotta wait for the next batch. And I'm feeling that right now, and that kind of sucks. And I'm afraid once the game gets going, once people get playing it, there will definitely be try parts. Right, there'll be like days where there's nothing to do, even if you want to play it. Kind of like how Final Fantasy is in between patch notes, where you're like, I want to play this game, but I have nothing to do in it. So I could see that being a problem. I know I dug into it pretty hard, but I like to be as fair as I can to any game. And this game had some glaring problems that if I ignored, I would look bad, and so would my credibility. So I needed to dissect the worst parts that I found. Now, let's talk about why I love this game so much. I'm an absolute sucker for anime. And I'm also a sucker for cyberpunk. And so when you mix the two together and get like this cyberpunk anime MMO thing, you know I'm there in a heartbeat. I also enjoy games that just let me off the leash and let me explore. This was one of my favorite things about Guild Wars, is that it just kind of lets you go. Now, the game doesn't let you go entirely. If you go into a high level area, it's like, hey, slow down there, radiation damage, go back. But the areas you have unlocked, the areas that your level allows you to be in, you got full reins to go where you want. As much as I don't want to say it reminds me of Breath of the Wild, it kind of reminds me of Breath of the Wild. where it just says, go, explore, find things to do. And the map is big, but it's not empty. Like those Ubisoft worlds where it's like, oh, look at our big open space we have. And then it's all like just plains of nothingness and tower here and there and then more nothingness. They use the space they have in the map well, where you could just turn the corner and you see a tower or a space rift or a nucleus. And I like how they littered the map with like chests and nucleus and little things to itch your curiosity. When you're in the heat of combat, it works pretty well. You have 3 weapons. And as you're using one weapon, you're charging up the abilities for the other 2 weapons. And then you could switch with a big ability, and the combat is just a lot of fun. My only critique about the controls is if you're a controller user like me, it is kind of awkward to do little things because the controller doesn't like do everything I'd want it to. I still have to like click, and it's just really awkward. It doesn't affect combat that much. It's just like scrolling through text or getting up the menu. That's when it gets annoying if you're a controller user. That pretty much wraps up my thoughts. I absolutely love this game. My mindset is like I get hooked on a game for a few days and then I'm over it. A la DNF Duel. I hit DNF Duel pretty hard, and then a few days later I'm like, well, that was fun. And I'm hoping Tower of Fantasy isn't another one to add to the I'm over it list. While we're on that note, I hope Ashes of Creation isn't one of those games either, but that's a different video I'll never do. But, yeah, I absolutely love this game. It's just so much fun. I have a hard time putting it down. And even right now, I'm like, I want to play it. Like, I just want to play it right now. I just want to end the video, post it on YouTube, and then get right back to playing it. I do think this is going to be my Tuesday night streams. And Tower Tuesday, because that's a great name. So on Tuesday nights, I'm going to stream this game. And you guys are more than welcome to join me there. This is the end of the video, and this is where opinions fly. And before this game came out, I was watching a lot of YouTube videos on how this game's going to fail, how this game doesn't have a lifespan, and how this game sucks, and all this other bad publicity around this game. And after playing it for like 10 hours, in almost one day, I could say I don't think this game's going anywhere. Granted, there are things the devs need to clean up. There are a lot of bugs. The controller support needs help, and some other things. But other than that, I feel like this has the possibility to be the next big thing if people just gave it a chance and embraced it for what it is. If you made it this far into the video, you have my sincerest thanks. And I really do have a super supportive community that allows me to pursue other things when I get bored of Ashes. And yeah, that's all I had. Thanks for watching, and Artifact out.
Let's go when you're ready.